Alright, so welcome again to Military Guna TV. Thank you very much for joining me, people. And I want to say thank you all who took the time to watch my video. I really do appreciate it. These videos are definitely for you guys. So we have a few players I want to speak about today. What I want you guys to do right now, and I mean right now, smash the like button on this video, and that will show me a lot of appreciation. So I want to speak about Lambert injuries and also what it really means for us and what happened, a bit of behind the scenes information. I have to highlight the good performance. Good or bad performances, I have to highlight them. It doesn't matter what the situation is. I know most of you guys don't like the bad performances, but guess what? This is how football is. You put in good performance today, and then tomorrow you might put in a bad performance. That does mean people cannot analyze your performance. So on the scale of 1 to 10, it doesn't matter what performance you put on, you will be analyzed. Anyways, the next player I was speaking about is actually Corberg, putting a solid performance from Philadelphia Union. Also, Andre Blake as well will be going into those both players' performance analysis. Then now we're going to move on to the next player, Kevin Lambert. And the reason why I want to highlight Kevin Lambert is something that I witnessed last night. Kevin Lambert playing as an all-in central midfielder and his work ethics and work rate. So let's go, people. Hopefully you guys smash the like button already, as I repeat and I continuously reiterate that I want you guys to hit the like button. So let's move into the players. Now, Liam Bailey picked up a knock in a game that they drew 0-0 yesterday against Werder Bremen. He came on a tackle from the USMNT player Josh Sargent. Now, he got the knock early in the early first 5 minutes of the game, and reports came out that Liam Bailey went through a series of testing and also treatment throughout the first half, the entirety of the first half, when they deemed fit that he could not continue. Now, we saw that he typically walk off the field in fairly good state. What does this mean for the Reggae Boyz? Personally, I think it might be a bad, how should I put it on? Maybe bad omen. But what I do know is that he has to recover. He has 2 more games left for the rest of the season, and it's likely that we'll not see him for even the first game, but might see him for the last game. But what I do know is that I wish to see Liam Bailey coming back fit, because we can't, especially the Reggae Boyz, we can't afford to miss Liam Bailey missing this trip to play those friendlies and then for the preparation of the Gold Cup. I'm praying and hoping that it's not anything serious or just something that he can really he can actually use a bit of physiotherapy and treatment sessions to get over it. So I would really emphasize that Bayern Leverkusen do not force him to return as early as possible and let him recover properly. I don't think that they will actually take my advice, because they want to keep the Champions League position, and they are a bit way off Champions League position, but they want to stay in Europe because they want to keep the best players. So we might likely to see Liam Bailey being forced back into the first team fixtures as soon as possible, but it's something that I do really go against. Seeing that he had to undergo treatment throughout the entirety of the first half, that in itself is a bad signal and sends across a bad message. Now that he couldn't continue the second half, I think that we should take that injury quite seriously. He's their best player this season. He's their most outstanding player this season. So I think that they should treat the player just as such. So I'm now looking forward to his international obligations, which is to play for the Reggae Boyz. I do think that they have to consider those things as well, and proper treatment and proper rest is well needed for Liam Bailey. Hopefully you're back as quick as possible, but not forcefully, but hopefully you're back and as best as possible, and you can continue the great season that you're having. Now let's move over to the next player, Andre Blake. Solid performance from Andre Blake again for Philadelphia Union, beating Chicago Fires 2-0. Now let me get into the stats, in which the stats which highlight the performance that Andre Blake really put in. So for this game in particular, he made 3 saves, 3 run-out collection, 3 run-outs, which is actually when he leaves his 18-yard box, he come and pick up the ball, or leave out of his 18-yard box, out of his comfort zone, to go and fetch the ball or even pick up the ball as well and make a clearance. He made 1 high claims, 2 saves from the penalty box, a total of 41 touches, 32 passes, with 10 complete, passing accuracy 31%. Well, he's a goalkeeper, so you don't expect a goalkeeper to have 100% passing accuracy, but for someone who's protecting the goal, I think that is quite low. That could be something he's working on, but that's not goalkeeper's bread and butter. His bread and butter is what he's doing with his hands and also saving the goal. So he's doing perfectly well in that position. He attempted 30 long balls and only 9 was completed. That's quite a lot, to be honest. That's definitely quite a lot. But he did completed 9 of those. He also made 1 clearance off his line as well. So that was Andre Blake's performance. Solid performance for Andre Blake. Finished the game with a SofaScore score rating of 7.4 and also taking home a clean sheet, which is pivotal for a keeper. Now let's move over to the next player. The Corbett played a total of 61 minutes in his third game against Chicago Fires, where he also scored a goal. He definitely put in a solid performance in this game. I wanted to see him play the full 90 minutes because he was looking sharp, he was looking fit. Corbett played a total of 61 minutes, scored a goal as well, which was a very, very good taken goal, where he found himself like a striker, a purebred striker, getting between both defenders and hitting the top corner of the net. Keeper had no clue. But moving on from that, he had a total of 4 shots, only 2 on target, and he hit the back of the net with 1, definitely. So he attempted 3 dribbles, completed 1, also missed a good chance as well, which would fall in the statistics as a big chance miss. Took a total of 32 touches, attempted 17 passes, completed 9 of those, completing the game with a 53% passing accuracy. It wasn't an eye-touch game, but I have to be honest, the game in itself, the quality was not the best, but they did, these 2 players did put in individually good performance. So he attempted 3 crosses, only completed 1 of those. He attempted 1 long ball and did not complete it as well. So he encountered in 6 ground duels, completing 2 of those, and 15 aerial duels where he only won 7. So in total, he completed 21 duels and completing 8 of those. Relatively, he could do better, I would say, but he was aggressive, he was fighting, and he did try his best to get something out of the game, in which he got his goal from it as well. So he lost possession 15 times, committed 2 fouls, was also fouled once, was caught offside twice. So for this game in total, Corbett did put in a good performance, and his SofaScore ratings was actually 7.1. Fairly good for a striker. I did put in a good performance. He did what he had to do on the day, which is score a goal, just the same as what Andre Blake did, was to keep a clean sheet and try as best as possible to stop every single ball from going inside the back of the net, which was what he did, making those saves, and that was his contribution. Corey's contribution was actually scoring goals. So the next player we'll be speaking about is Kevin Lambert, where Phoenix Rising defeated the Oakland Roots 3-0, and Kevin Lambert was a performance that I would say I have to highlight it. He did put in a solid performance, and one I have to respect. Now, one of the reasons why I want to highlight this performance is the position that he took up on the field. Positional awareness and tackle succession rate and those type of defensive attributes. He did not score in this one, but that doesn't mean he did not play well. No, he did put in a good performance, where I saw that he made a lot of tackles, calm, controlling the midfield area, doing a lot of cleaning up. Now, he played as the last central defensive midfielder. He basically the single pivot in front of the back 4, shielding the back 4, doing all that defensive work to ease the pressure off his defense line. The defense had a pretty good game because of how well he played. So he completed 63 minutes at a total of 47 touches, attempted 32 passes, where he completed 25, and completed the game with a 77% passing accuracy. He attempted 3 long balls, 2 completed, made 2 dribble attempts, and where he completed 1. So he encountered in 7 ground duels, he won 4 of those, also 6 aerial duels where he won 4. So that's a total of 13 duels, and 8 out of those was completed. So that's relatively good. As I said, defensive attributes, very, very good. He was engaging in all those tackles, ball recoveries, very, very good in that aspect of the game. He lost possession 10 times, he was fouled once, and he committed only 1 foul. So he engaged in a total of 13 battles, ground duels, physical battles as I would say, and also aerial battles as well. So, and he only made 1 foul out of all of that, which is telling you guys that he's very, very smart on how he approaches the tackles and how he completed his tackles. So he's very technical in his tackling abilities, and it's literally like an art that he mastered. So he made 1 clearance, 1 block shot, 3 interceptions, 2 tackles, and also put in a solid midfield performance, especially a central defensive midfield performance to be very proud of. Anyways, alright, so Anthony Grant at Swindon Town has typically has been relegated to League 2 from League 1, and he's one of those players that we potentially was heavily linked to come into the Jamaican midfield, solidify our midfield. But it's a contrary one for me, because I think that his age is a factor. Then now the team that he's playing for is quite poor, and he's also contributed to that. They concede like 85 goals this season, and he's protecting that defense line, which means that if they should concede 85 goals, he's not doing the best job protecting that defense line. And the defenders can also be poor as well, so there's a lot of factors. But definitely a poor team, a poor performance, a poor season, and there's no going around that, because of that consistent poor performances, they are now being relegated. So let's see how this one goes. If the Reggae Boyz will definitely go all out, or if JFF would go all out to still try to get Anthony Grant to see what he has, because throughout the season with his team, it's not a good one. I'm not saying that he's not good. I'm not saying that it could be a case that the team in itself is just not good. But he's a part of that team, and he has to take responsibility for the team being relegated as well. So that's it for Anthony Grant, one of the potential Reggae Boyz that we have contacted. That's reports coming out, and we'll see how that one goes, because his team has now been relegated. Swindon Town relegated to League 2 from League 1. So people, thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys understand what's happening. So I spoke about Leon Daly's injuries, what it means for us. Also I speak about Andre Blake, solid performance. Yes, also the goal scorer Corey Burke on the score sheet again. Then now we also speak about Kevin Lambert's performance. And so people, hopefully you guys learn something from that. That is what I want to do. I want to bring across information on every single player, when they play and how they play. That's my role, and that's what I want to do. So thank you very much people for tuning in. A lot of respect. Big up to you guys. Anyways, I'll be keeping tabs on more players that are playing today, and hopefully you guys can look out for that review as well. Thank you very much people. Military Guna TV, and I am out.